Luke chapter 1, verses 1 to 4. Many have undertaken to draw up an account of the things that have been fulfilled among us, just as they were handed down to us by those who from the first were eyewitnesses and servants of the word. With this in mind, since I myself have carefully investigated everything from the beginning, I too decided to write an orderly account for you, most excellent Theophilus, so that you may know the certainty of the things you have been taught.
A lot of people ask, how can we believe that the Bible's really true? And they ask that because there are so many things in the Bible that seem impossible. So like at Christmas, we read about the virgin birth. And then there's the miracles of Jesus. And then there's the record of Jesus rising alive from the dead. And people think, well, those are impossible. Surely this isn't meant to be believable. Instead, people say, well, maybe the Bible is just a religious book of myths. But actually that's not the case. Luke tells us at the beginning of his book that he's giving us a reliable, historical, accurate record of what happened. Notice Luke says that he's carefully investigated everything. He's getting to the real story. He's gone to find out what actually happened so that he can give us a historical account. So he's not just making up stories, he's saying these things really did happen. Also, Luke is a good historian in how he did that. He gets right to the source, where the information comes from. He spoke to the people who actually saw these things happen. And so from those eyewitnesses, he wrote down what they saw, and that's what he's presenting to us. So Luke's record doesn't suffer from the problem that we see in the game of Chinese whisper. You know, where one person whispers something to another, that message gets passed on to the next person, and it's whispered all the way down the line. And by the time you get to the end of the line, the message is garbled and it's nothing like what it was at the beginning. But Luke avoids that problem by going right to the source. He goes to the eyewitnesses. He hears it from them themselves, so he can write that down for us. So, what we read about Jesus in Luke's Gospel really did happen, and we can be certain of this. Well, since that's the case, there's some implications. Think about that, what that tells you about the evidence for God. Think about how that means that Jesus really is able to save us, that his claims are true, that he is able to be that ultimate hope for us. Can I encourage you to do something then? How about you read Luke's Gospel from beginning to end, read his account, and see the wonder of it all, and think, since this is true, how then should I respond to Jesus?